Peace and blessings, family. Sister Anjali, welcome to our beautiful planet that requires absolutely no maintenance whatsoever. We've just felt so confident in its perpetual existence that we've given it away to complete and total devilish strangers, because we know it doesn't demand a righteous steward. It works no matter what we do, how we live here. We could just sit back, kick up our lazy feet. Oh, I can't say that. Kick up our feet and do absolutely not a shred of fight on its behalf. We can just give birth to our beautiful children, even with their future 4 or 5 extra heads. And we'll need those extra heads to add to our glorious intellect that may get us degrees from Ivy League institutions, which will teach us absolutely not a daggone thing that will save this planet, because they must know this orb requires absolutely not a single shred of protection against the harms of their own. We can just let the Most High peel us grapes and feed them to us one at a time, and he'll do even a dance for us whenever we ask. It's an amazing balance of absolute lunacy, where in heaven we are required to do nothing more than expected to be provided to us on a silver platter. Wow, the Most High is the biggest sucker there's ever been, but hallelujah for him just leaving it all up to fate, whatever happens to us and this planet. Okay, let me get out of that over-dramatized voice and just be myself, because this is serious, but at the same time, what allows me to be, just silly with it is because this cures. However, saying nothing is definitely not one of them, because this is another view of our Earth created by the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Agency, a U.S. governmental agency, which did a projection map of the aerosol distribution of just 2 isotopes coming out of the destroyed Fukushima nuclear reactors during the month of the initial explosion, and they just covered it hit the United States within days. And according to the Nuclear Test Ban Treaty Organization, this radiation was found all over the planet. And when you have a radioactive explosion, it doesn't just come with the cesium and the iodine, which is what they traced with these projections. It comes with plutonium and strontium. It comes with almost 3,000 separate isotopes that not only blew out into the atmosphere, they also, on a daily basis for the past over 12 years, have been hemorrhaging into the largest body of water on our planet, the largest provider of oxygen for our planet. And the creatures that provide that oxygen, the phytoplankton, they're dying. When the phytoplankton die, everything else dies. And the most horrifying thing about radiation, spelled out very quickly by Andrei Sakharov, who turns out was a nuclear physicist. I didn't know that. I thought he was just, dissident in Russia because he spoke out against the war in Afghanistan. No, he was speaking out about whole bunches of stuff, all nuclear related, including trying to expose the horrors of Chernobyl. And like Dr. Bandashevsky, he was arrested and put in a gulag. I don't know as much about him as I do about Bandashevsky, but this quote is about simply the nuclear bombs that they used to blast off. That actually in, I think it's Kazakhstan, they have what they call an atomic lake, because the whole surrounding area is actually even more radioactive than Chernobyl. I've been saying, and I'm not the only one, plenty of anti-nukers out there. I'm the only black one, though. But plenty of white anti-nukers. Salute to all of them. Thank you for sharing what you share, because without you, I would have never known just how enormous Fukushima fallout is, and then slowly just learn how nuclear radioactive everything has been destroying our beautiful one and only planet since they first split the atom. And so in Kazakhstan, this stuff is just off the friggin' charts. From the test bombs that aren't even happening anymore. So Fukushima fallout, according to a Japanese professor, within 2 years, and trust it's been 12 years, was the equivalent, because it keeps hemorrhaging. There's no sarcophagus over that sucker. They wouldn't dare put a sarcophagus over it, all right? It was the equivalent within 2 years of 10,000 Hiroshima bombs. All across the planet, all the test bombs have only come to 2,300 test bombs. Yet, Andrei Sakharov said about it, we are adding to the world's toll of suffering and death, hundreds of thousands additional victims, including some in neutral countries and in future generations. The suffering caused by the tests follows immutably from each burst. All the moral implications of this problem lie in the fact that the crime cannot be punished, since it is impossible to prove that any specific human death was caused by radiation, and in the defenselessness of future generations against our acts. The cessation of tests will lead directly to the saving of the lives of hundreds of thousands of people. He's just talking about 2,300 freaking test bombs, and they stopped it because when they tested the teeth that would fall out of children's mouths as they were growing and maturing, they found strontium-90 in them. And that would only have come from those bomb tests. But also, it comes from, like I said, anything radioactive they got going, and these nuclear power plants are nothing but a slow time release of a one-time nuclear bomb. And when you have an accident from them suckers, and those suckers are just straight up deadly all on themselves. But when you have an accident, oh my goodness, there's been so many, there's accidents happening at these nuclear facilities several times a day, every single day. Then you got Fukushima fallout, which covered the whole freaking planet. And this video is just so important to our history as it connects to Fukushima. I don't want to, belabor the point, because I want this to be short. But this was published by Fukushima Diary. Radioactive material released from Fukushima plant doubled up since last year. And right here, this is March 23rd, 2019. I'm so glad I did this video when I did, because it was necessary to have this documentation, because later on, TEPCO removed the article, the report, from its website. And this is the translation right here about the situation of Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant. They know that low-level radiation is more deadly than a one-time high dose. Yet, here they are poisoning us with the very substances, because in Sakharov's quote, he said these are distant, even neutral countries. So these aren't countries that they directly bombed with the mother of all bombs or even the children of all bombs. This was just a radioactive fallout. And they banned above ground testing across the globe. Nuclear test ban treaty. Hey? But they're going to be shipping the food from Fukushima directly to us? And I'm the only one talking about it? Then what I was saying at the very beginning with all the graphics and no copyright sort of music, dramatic stuff going on was 100% accurate. And that's a daggone shame. Yeah, because here, this is the Mainichi. Temporary radioactive soil storage sites hinder Fukushima farmers. These suckers are so radioactive, you could be on a highway half a mile away and your Geiger counter will start going into 1, 2 sieverts. You know, it's supposed to only be about 0.2 sieverts that a person receives, which is a vast exaggeration. They just increase the so-called allowable level without telling our very still human bodies that the stuff is hazardous to you. There's no safe dosage, right? Well, you could be a half a mile away with a Geiger counter, which is not a precise calculation of radiation, and that'll pop that sucker right on off the scale from these radioactive bags, and they have them near farmland. And they also confess little result from decontamination efforts at nearly 12,900 sites near Fukushima plant. So these are just the sites they tested. That means everything's just as radioactive because that's what they found. It's as poppin' as it was when it first blasted out into our atmosphere and our biggest ocean, and it's in all the oceans now. It's not the Wi-Fi family, all right? Because it started in the Pacific, and there's no Wi-Fi located in the oceans. I'm just saying. This is science. You don't eat your cell phones, which are right down over here. But you do eat radiation, which emits energy right up over here with every single atom directly in your body. That's why this stuff on a low level is enough to kill you. I mean, I don't want to say any more because I want it to be short, but I need your help, family. I need your help. This was the thumbnail that I had for a post I did, I don't know how many years, 5 years ago, 6 years ago, but I was sharing all the cures that I knew at that time, and I was daggone good too. I'm just saying, right? And I encouraged, entreated people to assist me in doing what I do because I'm just as human as you are. I live in this hell with you. I cannot do this with the dedication that is necessary. So I am keeping abreast of everything horrifyingly evil that these dudes do to us. And I've been a conduit, a safe haven for those of us who don't have any place else to go to share this ecological catastrophe and all its implications. So people bring me stories. You bring me information that, oh my God, I can't even remember the brother because he probably thinks I just left YouTube. But he told me the first nuclear bomb was carried out on black men in Port Chicago. So I looked it up and I even got a whole book on it to verify he wasn't kidding. And when I did more investigation, I could see there's a definite difference between a nuclear bomb blast and that characteristic mushroom cloud and just a regular conflagration and explosion of massive, even massive megatonnage. It's far more just all over the place, chaotic. But that nuclear cloud, whoa, right? And so I've been there to find the radioactive rice. First, I found they were shipping it to Haiti. I said, what the hell? From Fukushima, from Japan? To the CMOS campaign and to, there's so much that I don't even recall all of it. Like beloved brother Yapo Yapo said, I forgot more about radiation than most of us know about. And that is really, really tragic because we are leaving the stewardship of our entire planet up to devils. And because we just think it's too big, it's too much. But I'm going to keep on fighting. I'm never going to stop. But it's so much easier with your help. So go to 25000yearcycle.org. Do not assume because, at the start of every single video from now on, as soon as I get an order, I'm not going to say your name, but I'll put your first initial. And I'm going to say thank you, because I mean that from my soul. And I'm going to say thank you for the soap order. Thank you for the t-shirt order. Thank you for the book order. I'm going to put that right up there so everybody could know. If you don't see that, that's because nobody's ordered a daggone thing. And I want to test our food for radiation because I'm eating the same food you are. Right? All right. I love you, family. Straight black family pride. And we are taking our daggone beautiful planet right back the way it should be. Peace and blessings.